Okay, so this is part 2 of the dog collage assignment tutorial video. So the first one I showed you a couple different ways that you could remove the background from this guy, and so this is the one right after we did the mask. We do the different eraser tools, the magic eraser, the object selection tool, and you can use whichever one of those you think works best. And this will be important because when you pull up the next dog picture, you may try to use the magic eraser tool, but it doesn't work to find the background as good, so you'll need to use the background eraser tool or the quick selection tool like we did before. So once you get to this point and you have the dog by itself with the background removed, then you're going to want to use something called the object selection tool. So I think that one's hidden here somewhere. Object selection tool. See how it is a square, blah blah blah. Once you do that, you should be able to, you got to highlight the layer. You got to select the layer. It might say no layer selected, but here now it's highlighted. Now I have the object selection tool. I can draw a picture around it, and it should find it. Yep, it found it. Right? See how it highlighted it with those dotted lines? You can see that it automatically guessed based on the area that I told it to find. So once you have that, once it's highlighted like that, and the subject is highlighted the way you want it, just like we did before with the cut off your head assignment, you're going to go to Edit, Copy. Then you're going to go back into your collage area, the first one we did where we added a background, and you're going to go to Edit, Paste. There's our dog! Hooray! Now, we have our dog here, but we're going to add a whole bunch of different dog pictures, and we're going to choose where we want to put them. So let's say you don't want him or her right in the center here. You're going to want to move them around. So in order to move them around, you need to use the free transform tool. So the keyboard command for that, I believe, is Command T. Oh, I think I got to have it selected. Command T. And then it'll put the boxes around it. You can also find that in the top drop-down menu if you go to Edit and then Free Transform. That's the tool that you want to be able to change the size and orientation of the image. So now that it's like that, you can kind of twist it around. You can grab the corner and make it bigger and smaller. So you can decide maybe you want your German Shepherd to be upside down and in the top corner, or really big, or whatever you want to do. You can choose. This is your collage. You can make it however you want, as long as you follow the basics. You can kind of design it however you want. But I'm going to put him back up, and I'm going to make him a little bit bigger to show you this. So let's put him right here. And now we're going to start to select parts of his fur and kind of change the color and the hue and things like that. So to get out of the free transform, I just hit enter. Sometimes you can just click away from things also. And I'm going to find the magic wand tool. So the magic wand tool is a lot of times, there it is, it's under that same object selection, quick selection ones that we're used to. So we're going to use the magic wand tool. And we're going to select a part of the dog's fur to mess with it. So you can see there's kind of like a brown, and then there's like a darker black area. I'm going to try selecting the darker black area to see what it looks like. So I'm clicking and holding. I just clicked once and it kind of guessed. That was pretty good. I like that. It got pretty close. Maybe I want to do that, and I want to do his tail. Let's see which part is the best. Well, so each time you click, it selects a different area. Undo that. So I think if I hold down shift, I can select more. Hold down shift, you can select kind of more areas of it. But let's say that this is the area I want. Oh, I see. Okay. So hold down shift and you can keep clicking until you, like right now I'm holding down the shift key, and then the more you click, the more you can take away those little things to make more of an area, get a little bit more. So let's say I want to do this part of these random parts of the dog. I don't know. This looks good. Let's see what happens. So next, there's a couple things we can do here. You can use your eyedropper tool, which is right here. Eyedropper tool to select a different color of the dog's fur, like this brown one, and let's say I want, see, it's like asking me which color. As I scroll over it, it's like, oh, you can have this color or this hue or this or whatever, the green. But I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go boom. And once I have the, oh yeah, let's take this light brown one here. And so the light brown is this right here. That's my active color. I took that piece of the dog's fur, and then you can use your paint bucket to say, I want this whole section to be like that, and that's that same color. So now we're making the dog more uniform and one color, but that looks kind of weird. I'm going to see if I can affect this area in a different way. So I have that area selected, but maybe instead of choosing a color from the dog's fur, I want to pick my own color. So just like we did with the background, I'm going to click on this little square for the color picker and move it here so we can see it. And maybe I want my dog to be like a pink kind of color. So we say that, and then boom. Now it's a pink kind of color. You can make, again, kind of scroll through here to get the different, maybe I want it to be greenish, and then once it's greenish, you can click anywhere in here to kind of set your color the way you want it. Maybe you want it to be that, and now you can make it kind of a green color. So that's one way that you can mess with the colors on the dog. Another way we can mess with colors is to go to do the hue and the saturation and change those things. So let's try going Magic Wand and selecting another area of the dog. So we're going to use the Magic Wand tool, and we're going to pick another section of the dog's coat. Let's say we want to do like his head. Ooh, that's kind of a cool area. Let's see, do we want that? Do we want that? I'm just kind of clicking on different areas. About, if I hold shift, does it click more areas? I don't want that much, maybe. Let's try and just get the black parts of his head. That looks kind of cool. Okay, so we're going to get that. And now we're going to mess with the hue and the saturation. So to have, once we have that selected, we're going to go to Image, and then we're going to go to Adjustments, and then we're going to go to Hue Saturation right there. Click on that, and it'll pull up this little window with some sliders. And so you should just start making some adjustments and messing with these sliders and see what happens. So you can change the hue to kind of be different that way. You can change the saturation to be different. It's kind of hard to see with the black, but when we're making it more black, you're making it more white. Ooh, that messed with that a lot. Doing some cool stuff if you have the red. So you're just going to kind of want to mess around with these little sliders until you get to something interesting. You have black, you have red, you can different like lightness, you can change how saturated it is. And these will all kind of change based on where you put the sliders, so you'll just have to kind of keep messing around till you get something that you like. And I'm going to do this weird one because I think that's kind of cool. Kind of a mix of a bunch of different ones. And so I'm going to hit OK. So I messed with that, and now he's got a weird looking face. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'm just playing around to show you that there's different things you can do. If for some reason it didn't grab the space I wanted to as much, see how there's kind of like some, it's not exactly uniform. So if the Magic Wand tool isn't working for you, you can go back to the Quick Selection tool, which is the one that I like to use when we did our Cut Off Our Head assignment. So I did that. It's not going to let me do it because no layers are selected. So select the layer, which is the dog layer, and then I can start to Quick Selection tool just like I did before. So now once I started to drag it guessed, remember with this you can kind of add stuff in, subtract it. Oh, my light's turned off. And now I have the bottom half of the dog selected, and I just wanted to show you because there are a lot of different things. So just a second ago we messed with the hue and saturation, but if you go back to Image again and Adjustments, all of these ones here you can mess with. So try doing different ones with the vibrance, the exposure, the brightness or contrast, or the color balance. So color balance, hue saturation, vibrance, exposure, or brightness or contrast. Those can each kind of change the way things look. So let's look at exposure and see what happens. So you pull up the exposure and you start to kind of mess with it and like, whoa, it looks like really blown out, like it's got a really bright light on it. Or this one is maybe going to, make it the opposite way, make it really dark, so you can make some kind of like cool dark ones. Gamma correction sort of does the kind of edges and makes it maybe look a little more pixelated sometimes. And so you can mess with that to just go back to the center if you want to. So let's cancel that. And then again, you can go to Image, Adjustments, and let's do Brightness and Contrast and see what happens there. You'll want to move this window so you can see it. You maybe change the brightness to be very bright, or the contrast to be very contrasting based on this. It'll sort of depend. This is all just like kind of personal preferences. However you want to mess with stuff to adjust your collage, whatever style you want to go to. Let's see what vibrance does. Doesn't do much on this one. Makes it a little more like grayed out, or saturation makes it a little oversaturated colors or undersaturated. Saturation can kind of lead to like black and white, like too much color for saturation, or no color at all if it's desaturated. I just hit cancel to go back, but if you like to keep them, you can hit OK. And then we can also, the last one I mentioned is color balance. So this could be a fun one too if you're adjusting the redness of your image, or you want it to be a little more green or yellow, or whatever. You can kind of change things as you want. Feel free to mess around with these settings as much as you want, because if you don't like it, you can always hit cancel. And you can also do Command Z or undo, and undo anything that you want to do. And so once you have this done, let's just, for the sake of this, change the hue saturation to being really dark or whatever, and maybe kind of yellowish or greenish. Let's make it yellowish or blue. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so once you have the dog the way that you want it, you can move it around. So I'm going to transform, make a little bit of room for the other dogs in it, and you can add the other dogs into the picture until you have all 7 of them. So that's pretty much the basics of it. And so the next step here, if I were to keep going, is I would grab the other dog image, I'd go to File, Open, and then open another dog, one of the other 7 dog images that I have, and start messing with that one, move that around until it's all good. So for your collage, you have to use the rest of the dog images. Remember to remove the backgrounds for each one. You can use the different background removing tools, the different eraser tools, or the background eraser, or the quick selection tool like I showed you, depending on the image, because each one has different, and some have like different backgrounds, and so you'll need to kind of keep trying till you get one that works, because certain tools are better for different situations. Each dog, you're going to change the coloring of the dog in some way, whether you change the whole dog or parts of him or whatever. And then once you're done, you have all the dog images in there, all you have to do is export and turn it in. So remember to export, we're going to export it into like a JPG format, an image format. And so to do that, once we're done, let's say I'm finished, I'm going to go to File, Export, and then Export As. And then once you get up here, you can change a lot of the different things. We're going to change PNG, we're going to select it to JPG, just to kind of mess with different formats. And then the quality, let's go highest quality we can, so that way it'll look the best. And then we're going to click Export. Once we have all the settings right, we click Export, and it will ask me where I want to save it and what I want to call it. So for us, I always save it to the desktop and call it Dog Collage, which is the name of the assignment, and then sometimes your name, last name, or something like that, just to make it easier, especially because we're going to be moving computer stations. Hit save, and it will export it and turn it into a savable thing that you can turn in on Schoology. So yours will obviously look like it different because it'll have more dogs in it. Here are a couple of examples of finished products you might have. You can see how all these dogs are all on the collage. They all have different kind of interesting things done to them. So hopefully yours will look a little bit like that when you're finished. And so this is the part 2. This ends part 2 of the tutorial for the dog collage assignment in Photoshop. So please refer to these tutorials or the instructions on the Schoology page to get through it. And if you look through the video and look through the instructions and are still getting stuck, you can call me over and I will assist you during class time. But I hope you enjoy making your collages.